Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Rags to Riches. I just had a quick run around here and checked on all of our animals and all of our productions, and everything is pretty much good to go here. I did top up the water in the greenhouses off camera there, as well as moved some of our eggs out of the way because this spawn point was getting pretty much full there. So moved those to make sure that we're not blocking off any eggs. But yeah, we're going to get right back to work here. So I've got this guy set up. We're going to get him started mowing. Actually, let's just double check what mode he is in. Actually, I think when those things are down... Yeah, okay, let's dismiss this guy, actually, because I want to change this work mode. So I'm just going to change this to the wide spreading mode. Not that it really matters, but we are going to be converting this all into hay, so we're going to have to ted it and windrow it, so I think it'll just make it a little bit easier if it's kind of spread out. But I could make both work, but yeah, we'll leave it on wide spreading for now. And then I'm going to jump over to this guy. These are the two new fields that we just bought in the last episode here. So we are going to be plowing both of these fields together. Just plowing through this road over here to join them up, and we're going to plant them both to canola. This one is currently planted to peas, and it is ready to harvest, but it's a shame I don't have a pea harvester. And the rules of the challenge, we can't really rent equipment, so yeah, we're kind of out of luck there because I think a pea harvester is about $500,000, so no way we can afford that at the moment. This field is barley, which would kind of be nice. But it's just been planted, so it's not going to be ready till next year anyway. And we currently have this whole big field over here planted to barley, so we don't really need any more. So yeah, we're going to get this one plotted together and get it planted to canola. Because I would like to get the oil mill at some point in the not too distant future. So we're going to need some stuff to go in there. So canola should be a good one at some point. I'm probably also going to start some sunflowers. And I'm probably going to get into some olives before too long as well. I'm not quite sure how long that's going to take me to get set up, but yeah, that is something that is kind of on the agenda for the future. So we're just going to switch this to allow create fields, and we should be able to get started here. So yeah, this one shouldn't take very long at all. I'm not really going to be expanding the fields because I want to keep access to these roads on the sides here. I'm just going to be going down the middle here to combine them into one field. And then, yeah, once this plowing is done, we'll get it planted to canola. And then we're going to continue on the grass harvest there. Once that worker is done there, I think I might go try to sell a few more products because there's actually a couple more pieces of equipment that I kind of want to buy. I might try to get a bigger tedder and a better windrower. I don't necessarily need to, but should make life a little bit easier. But we don't have quite enough money to get both right now. So yeah, to be able to afford it, we're probably going to have to sell a couple things. We do have some lettuce available, as well as our eggs we could sell, and a couple other things. So I think we have enough stuff that we can make it work. But we will have to sell a few things, as well as sell the old equipment first, I think. Not that they're worth a ton, but yeah, it's going to be pretty close to buy both of those pieces of equipment, I think. Because I was originally thinking about getting that like $60,000 windrower, but I think I might actually skip over that one and go to that kind of fancier one that's about $90,000, and it's a similar working width, but the fancier one does have a higher working speed. It's like 20 kilometers an hour versus 15 kilometers an hour, so yeah, it should be quite a bit nicer to use. Okay, I got all that plowing done there. I think it's pretty good. I ended up doing a little more than I intended, just because these edges didn't quite line up perfectly. They were slightly offset, so I kind of did an extra strip down this side to raise this side up to the level of this one, and then an extra strip down this side to kind of bring this one down to the level of this one. So they're pretty much perfectly symmetrical there. And then I did go over in a couple spots. That's why this part looks so messed up, because I plowed a little bit too far. And then when I was going along with the paint tool to kind of clean up the edge, I accidentally slipped a little bit and then painted through a bit of the field there. So I had to go back and fix that up with the plow again. But now I think we are ready to go to be able to start planting this thing. Our worker is almost done over there. That's good. But I think our seeder should be good to go. We'll get hooked up here and see what our levels are at. Okay, yeah, we're totally full. So I will just get this one seeded first, and then we will go deal with that grass field. So I think that's actually the last time we're going to need the seeder for this year. So I'm going to bring it back down to the yard and get it repaired and washed up, and then we can park it in the shed for the winter. Okay, I got that parked back in there. I tried to put it a little bit further away from the post side that time, so hopefully it doesn't get caught in there again. So I think next thing on the agenda here is to sell a few products here. We'll go load up what we have. We don't have a ton of things to sell at the moment, but yeah, whatever we have here will get loaded up and sold so we can go buy some more equipment. Okay, I got that stuff loaded up there. But I was just kind of tallying it up with those products there, and I don't think we're going to have quite enough just yet to be able to buy what I want to buy here. So we're going to let the time run a little bit. I sped up the clock slightly. We do have enough money right now to buy one of the pieces of equipment I want to do. So I think I'm going to go get the bigger tedder. But I'm going to go grab our current one. We'll bring that down to the store and sell it. And then we can buy the tedder, and then we can come over here and get this field tedded. And we'll let the clock kind of run while we do that. And hopefully by the time we're done that, we'll have a couple more products out, and we can go load those up and sell all of that stuff. And we will hopefully have enough money to buy the bigger windrower as well. Okay, this guy right here, we're going to repaint it, and can't really repair it, but we will go ahead and sell it. So we'll get 14,000 for that. We will jump into the store here, and where are they? Tedders. So yeah, this is the one we just sold, 8.9 meters, and I think we're going to buy this one at 17 meters. Same working speed and everything, but yeah, significantly wider, so it should be a little bit faster. Okay. And now that I'm thinking about it, I guess I could have just brought that windrower with me as well and sold that, because we are going to be selling that when we upgrade to the bigger one. So yeah, I definitely could have brought both of them down at the same time, but that's all right. Okay, we're almost ready to start tedding here. I'm just going to move this guy out of the way first. And then I'm probably going to swap this out and use the AgroStar to do that tedding as well, because it's a pretty low horsepower requirement for that thing. The AgroStar should be able to handle it just fine. But yeah, I guess we'll use this one if we can, just because the AgroStar is a little bit more maneuverable than the Vultra there. It's got a slightly smaller turning circle, which should make it a little bit easier for doing stuff like this. Okay, we'll get that Vultra out of the way and get this AgroStar hooked up, and let's unfold this thing, see how she looks. So yeah, it's definitely a lot bigger than our previous one. Oh wow, it's got a whole nother section coming out. Yeah, that's going to make a big difference. Not that we have to do tedding all that often, but this is the biggest tedder in the game, so we don't have to worry about upgrading this one anymore. So we will use the lines on this one. Let's get that activated and get her turned on. And we can get going here. Man, it kind of makes me laugh how bouncy it is driving over the grass in this game. I mean, it's not even a very wide swath there. I mean, it's just kind of spread out. It's not even really a swath, and it's still making my tractor bounce like crazy. I mean, in real life, a tractor this size, you can drive over like hay windrows and you don't even really feel it. They just kind of squish under your tires. But in this game, he's bouncing all over the place. But yeah, anyway, we will get this done here, and then yeah, hopefully we'll have a few more products out that we can sell by the time that's done. Because that windrower I want to get is like 90 grand, so we need about another 60,000. I think we're pretty close there with the products we already have loaded up, but I don't think that's going to quite get us there. And selling our current windrower is only going to get us another 14 grand or something like that, because it's a pretty cheap one. It's a pretty big jump between the one we have and the one I want to get. Okay, well that wasn't too bad at all. Definitely goes a lot quicker with this one. I think some of these trees along the edge, I might have to come out and thin those out a little bit. There's a couple that are pretty close to this field that kind of get in the way sometimes. I guess I could always do a second headland or something too. That would fix that problem as well. But so what are we going to do here? Can't do much until we get this windrowed. We're going to need this tractor here again. So let's jump into the Vultra instead. And we'll head back down to the yard. Actually, do I need this down there? Actually, let's just jump back down to our truck here and we'll see where I guess the skid steer works. And we'll just go see if there's anything else that we can load up at this point. Okay, so we have one thing of small planks. How full is this goat milk here? Okay, so we have like half a pallet of goat milk basically. Do we have any mozzarella almost ready? Oh, we're at 976 for the mozza. Okay, I think we almost basically have enough. I'm going to load up that last pallet of short planks there. And we'll see. I might speed up time a little bit more. Just to see if we get that buffalo milk out. Or that mozza, I mean. Because that's like, if we get a full pallet of that, it's basically a peak price right now. So that would be like an extra 25 grand almost. Okay. We got a couple different stops to make here. It looks like the lettuce and the mozzarella are going to go to the supermarket, and the eggs are going to go to the dairy, or not the dairy, the bakery, and then the wood can just go down to the farmer's market. So we got to make sure those eggs are out of this zone because this is actually the worst price on the map for eggs right now at the supermarket here. But okay, 46,000, not too bad there. Still don't have quite enough to buy that windrower, but we should get there after these next couple. So where is the bakery? Actually, is that it right there? Yeah, I think it is. I don't know, have I ever actually been to the bakery before? Can't remember coming here anyway. So yeah, we'll drop this off at the farmer's market and grab the Vultra, bring the windrower down to the shop and sell that, and buy our new one. Okay, well, I guess we will sell this guy as well. We didn't really have either of those pieces of equipment for very long at all. So we will repair and repaint both of these. And then this one can be sold. So, I mean, almost 16 grand for that one. So we're doing not too bad now. So I've been kind of agonizing and going back and forth about exactly which windrower to upgrade to. Because yeah, I think this one, even though it's a similar working width to this one, it's a little bit better. But because this one kind of kicks everything out to one side, you can kind of actually double up your windrows. So it kind of makes it a little bit easier on the baling side, even if you're not covering that much more ground than this one, because this one does kick the windrow out into the middle. So I was thinking about just going for this one, and it is a little bit cheaper, but yeah, the next jump up, these ones are all right around 90 grand. So I'm kind of thinking about going for this one. It's actually got a slightly less or a slightly lower working width than this one does, but it's got a much higher top speed. It's got an extra 5 kilometers an hour there, which is kind of nice. It's also, I think it's kind of a little bit more convenient to drive. Like it doesn't stick out quite so far. It's not like, yeah, like this other one, because it's got like these 3 kind of big wheels on it, is a little bit ungainly. You have to kind of start pretty far back to get it going because it kind of pushes the swath from like one side all the way to the other side. So, I mean, even though it's like a similar working width, you need like a much bigger length to kind of make it work, if that makes sense. And then, I don't know, this one, like once we get up into this 90 grand range, like this one could be an option too. It does have a higher working width than this one, but this one also kind of kicks the windrow out directly into the middle. So you still, like this one would kind of be faster because you cover more ground with each pass, but you'd end up with more windrows at the end because of the middle swath. Whereas this one has options, I believe. Where you can kick it out to the sides or the middle. So you can kind of double up the windrows with this one as well and kind of make it easier on the baling side. which as I think I mentioned before, but that wouldn't make a huge difference with the round baler, but that would help a lot once we get into the square baling. So yeah, I'm kind of torn between these two because, yeah, I don't know. This one covers more ground with each pass, but this one kind of gets a more grass in each windrow and would have slightly fewer windrows, as well as going faster. It is 5 kilometers an hour faster because this one is still just a 15 kilometer an hour speed limit. I think I'm going to go with this one. You guys can kind of let me know if I've made a mistake or if you kind of like that other one better. But I think this is the kind of one to go for. If anything, just because it's got that higher top speed, which kind of makes it more fun to drive anyway. And just because it's a little bit less ungainly, you need less length to kind of make it work, which might be handy on that field with some of those trees that are pretty close to the edge there. So yeah, I think I'm just going to get this one. Do we have any wheel options here? Let's go with the classic Trelleborgs. And yeah, let's just buy it. There we go. So yeah, let me know if you think that other bigger one is better with those wheels, but I want to try this one out and see how it is. I think it's going to be pretty good. I mean, it looks a little bit more fancier and modern than the other one, if that's anything to go by. So yeah, let's try unfolding it here. And let's check our options. Okay, so yeah, I think that's kind of the middle windrow, but then we can also go like this, kick it all out to the left side, or we can kick it all out to the right side. So, or we could do both sides. That's interesting. Not quite sure why you would want to do that, but I mean, maybe there's some use case for that. But yeah, we'll probably be doing it like this, kicking it out to one side to kind of double up the windrows. But let's head over there. Okay, so, I mean, in the future, I'm probably going to get an AI to do this most of the time, because I can kind of start him windrowing and then come behind with the baler and kind of start that while he's still going, but I do kind of want to try it myself for the first time. So yeah, I think we'll kick the windrow to the inside there. Let's set up our GPS lines again. Let's stick with one headland. Oh, and it does have an offset built in. I wonder... I guess I'll just leave that on the default for now and see how it goes. But yeah, I guess we'll turn it on and lower it down and you can get to work here. Okay, so we can actually raise our cruise control a little bit. So yeah, that's working pretty good. Moving right along here. And yeah, it's definitely sits a lot closer to the tractor than either of those kind of wheeled ones would. So I think it's going to be a little bit easier kind of to maneuver. Okay, got that windrowed. That went pretty well once I kind of got used to it. I do like that thing. It is nice being able to go that fast as well. Makes that a little bit fun to drive. Definitely makes me want to clear out some more of those trees along that other ditch though, because definitely running into those a little bit. But I mean, again, I guess the real solution there is just to do an extra headland, and then I should have lots of room to turn around. But yeah, we should be basically ready to go and start baling now, I think. So we will do that with the old Agristar here. Some of these windrows are pretty wide. I don't even know if this pickup is going to be wide enough to fit all of them in here. But let's see what happens here. Are we going to be able to pick up the whole thing at once? Yeah. Just barely. But we're going to have to be careful to stay right on the... oh, I gotta... What's the... Okay, gotta turn on automatic drop there. Yeah, I'm going to have to drive a little bit more precisely because there's not a whole lot of room for error, I don't think. This swath is just about as wide as the pickup is. Although I think some of the other ones might be slightly better once I kind of got the spacing figured out better. Oh, actually, I better double check them on the right size. I think that was, yeah, 150. Okay, that should be fine. Although, yeah, I guess we might as well switch these back up to the bigger size, right? Like I said, I was going to do that because our bale shed is just kind of limited by numbers and not by volume, so we might as well try to get the biggest ones we can do here. And that also makes it go a little bit faster because you're cramming more grass into each bale, so you have to stop fewer times. But yeah, this seems to be working pretty good so far. Not really having trouble with missing any of the swath. Although it's filling the baler up pretty quick, even with these 9,000 liter bales. So yeah, having swaths this side should make it quite a bit easier once we actually get a square baler, and then we don't have to stop. So yeah, that shouldn't take very long. With these, we'll just have to get these baled up, and then yeah, because these are just hay. We're not making silage out of these ones, so we can just kind of, as soon as we're done baling here, we don't need to wrap or anything. We can just pick them up and take them directly down to our shed there. And then it is starting to get a little bit later in the day. We're into the afternoon here. So I want to run around and check on our animals again. We'll probably need to refill the water buffalo food. And then we might have to top up the dairy with a little bit more buffalo milk as well. But yeah, other than this baling, we don't really have a whole lot else to do this month, I don't believe. So once I get this done and get these bales loaded into the shed, I will just run around and check on everything quickly, but that will probably be pretty much good to move into October there. Okay, we got that all in there. Man, I wonder... I mean, maybe it just stops showing them at some point, or maybe it starts stacking them higher. Because, I mean, it's starting to look pretty full, but it says we're only at 158 out of 250, so we've got almost 100 bales that we can still put in there. But it doesn't look like there's a whole lot of room for them, so I don't know. Yeah, it's looking pretty full. So, yeah, it looks like for silage we have just under 400,000 liters total, and hay is just over 400,000 liters. So, yeah, they're actually pretty even, which is good, I think, because I think like the TMR takes about equal parts hay and silage. And then how much straw? Yeah, we still have 280,000 liters of straw, so we're doing pretty good now. Let's check how our buffalo are doing. Okay, so they still have 19,000 liters of food left, and there's still 13,000 liters in here, so... yeah, let's get the rest of that dumped, and... we'll see if that uses it all. I'm not quite sure if it will. But if that empties out that forage wagon, I think I'm going to take that to the store and get that upgraded. I'm going to try to max out the capacity on that one. Oh, not quite. I was so close to using it all. But I mean, I guess that's close enough that it doesn't really matter. If we lose that little tiny bit, it's not going to make much of a difference. So yeah, let's bring her over to the store here, and we'll get that last extension put on this thing. Give us an extra 5,000 liters of capacity. Then I might as well repair the old AgroStar while we're here anyway. Continue to take advantage of those free repairs while we can, although it's only $300 anyway. Not really a big deal. But yeah, let's go customize this thing. Oh, it's $10,000? For some reason I was thinking that was only a $5,000 upgrade. But yeah, I mean that is like that's basically an entire another silage bale that you can fit in there, so oh, what the heck. We're going to have lots more money coming in eventually. It's going to be better to have this thing maxed out, I think. Oh, right. I forgot it always disconnects after you do that. Although it didn't get rid of my TMR, though. That's pretty good. I really assumed that that would just disappear there. So I guess we will get this thing loaded back up. I guess I should have had this thing up to see how we were doing there. Okay, that looks pretty good though, actually. How full is this thing? Oh, we're full. Fully full. And yeah, we ended up with a pretty solid mixture. That was pretty good. I'll have to remember that. And so I'm assuming there's still parts of bales. Probably a little bit of extra silage bales in there because we ended up filling it up. Probably didn't quite use all of that. That's pretty good though. Fully topped up in the barn, and we got a lot extra. Okay, how much meadow do these guys have? Better double check that quick. Not that it really matters for these guys, but 4,000. Okay, I'm actually going to give them a little bit more food as well. We do have those 2 grass bales. They're just sitting over by the edge of this barn here, so I'll probably just throw one in there for now because we are going to get a little bit of meadow growing back this year still, so we'll put a little bit of this grass in there just to tide them over until that meadow regrows. And then we'll save that other one for the winter. I guess that's the other thing we do still have to consider a little bit is that we might need a little bit of extra grass slash hay for these beef cattle, as well as our goats as well. We don't want them running out of food. Because, yeah, their meadow is a lot smaller now, so we're definitely going to have to kind of feed them a little bit over the winter. Okay. So all of the cattle should be good to go. Let's just run over and double check on our chickens. I think they're pretty much good to go. We'll probably have to top them up again next month. 5,800. Yeah, they're still good. Greenhouses should still have lots. Oh, do I need more milk in here? 1,700. No, that should actually be good until tomorrow morning. Then we still got lots of wood, right? Yeah, we're good for another about 2 months on our wood there, but probably end up doing a little bit more before that runs out. We still have a couple big trees over at our wood lot that we have to deal with. And then, oh, we do still have that trailer there too. Our little crane trailer is still got a bunch of wood in it. So we still got almost 7,000 liters of meadow. I think that should last them until the morning at least. And then I might have to give them a little more food next month. So am I forgetting anything? Oh, I did get the Vultra started on fertilizing this grass field, but yeah, he looks like he's done that as well. So I guess we'll bring him back down to the yard. We still have 2 of those small size hay bales around here as well. Just sitting there, but they can just kind of hang out there for a little bit, I think. That's not going to hurt them. And then we'll probably end up feeding those ones to the goats or something. And then, I don't know, I think next month we have to come fertilize this barley field again. Let's just take a quick look at that. 50%, 50%. Yeah, so this one needs to be fertilized. And then our canola field, I think we basically just have to do one more pass down the very middle where we plowed in there. Oh, and then the other thing I want to do, I have a little bit of money. I guess I could do that right now. We're going to have lots more coming in next month. I wanted to add some more beehives again. I guess that'd be under here. Bees. Yeah, because I know canola is one of the crops that it actually does help to have beehives. It gives you a bit of a yield boost, or a bit of a yield boost. I'm not quite sure like how much area they affect. I wish they would give you kind of an indication of like the area of effect on these things, because I don't know if we put them on this end, will it do the whole thing? I feel like that maybe not, but so where am I going to put these things? I also don't know. It's probably not urgent that I do these. I'm not quite sure like what stage of growth you have to put the hives down to actually get the benefit. It would kind of make sense to me if it was kind of like right when it was flowering, like as long as you had the beehives down while the canola was flowering, they get the benefit. But yeah, I'm not really sure how this game would handle it. But yeah, we haven't, we still have like a honey cell point over by our chicken coop, but we haven't had hives for quite a while, and I've been meaning to add them back again, so I might as well do that now. Okay, we'll do one there. And I mean, I don't think like the yield bonus stacks if you do more than one, but we do get more honey if we put multiple down, so maybe we'll put 3 on this end. But yeah, then I guess if we spread them out, we'll make sure we get some pretty good coverage depending on how big of an area it actually affects. Let's throw another one there. And then maybe we'll just do like 2 on this end. Not quite sure. These might kind of get in the way. But it should be fine. Okay, so we'll get that fertilizer spreader dropped off. I think I'm also going to repair this tractor. Might as well. Okay, let's have a sleep here, and I will see you in October. Okay, good morning, everybody. Let's check those special offers that came up there. Oh, a spinach harvester at 44% off. We got another one of these trailers, eh? Don't really need 2 of those, so yeah, that isn't really helpful for us just yet. So yeah, those aren't really going to do us any good right now. But I believe our soybeans should be ready to go. Yes. Okay. So soybeans are ready to harvest. We'll have to get this field fertilized as well. So we got a couple of things to do. But let's double check on these buffalo here. Okay, getting a little bit low on food, so we'll have to start this thing dumping again. Okay, we can leave that there for now. How much milk do we have in here now? And we got 2,500 liters of buffalo milk. So we're starting to build up a good supply because I'm pretty sure our tanker still has some in it as well. Let's go check that. And then maybe we'll top up the chicken food while we're down here as well. Oh yeah, we still have almost 3,000 liters in here. So maybe we'll just dump this into our dairy. We'll let this process, and then I'm just going to let it build up in the buffalo barn for a little bit longer, because we might end up selling some of that. So how much do we have in there now? Okay, 3,800 liters. So we should have enough in there now to last a couple months. So what are we going to do here? We could use a little bit of our sorghum that we got from that other harvest. I don't know actually, which one is worth more? Let's double check that. Barley's worth about 1,100 at the peak, and sorghum is worth about almost 1,600 at the peak. So yeah, I think we'll hold on to the sorghum to sell, and let's fill this thing up with barley. That's probably good for now. We don't need to take all of it. Should be enough to fill up our chickens. Okay, yeah, didn't quite take all of it, so still got a little bit left over there, and our chicken coop should be full. Let's go run over and check on our goats as well. Okay, so their meadow grew back a little bit, so they should be fine for a little while here. So I guess our next step is going to be to get our soybeans harvested. So we'll go bring this combine over here, and then I guess I'll grab one of the tractors and get it on the fertilizer spreader again. Get a worker doing that other field. And we'll get this stuff harvested. And then, yeah, there's not really a whole lot else we're going to do for this month, I don't think. Kind of getting to the end of the season again. So I guess we can leave the AgroStar on the mixer wagon for now, and I'll go grab the fertilizer spreader with the Voltra, because I think I'm going to run down to the store and fill it back up, because I think we're like down to halfway there. Alright, we'll get her fully topped up here. Head back down to our barley field. And get a worker started on that, and then we can start harvesting. Okay, I got that field done. Just getting the soybeans dumped into the bin here. Get these unloaded and then park the truck. And yeah, it takes a little while to do that field with that small combine. I think that's going to be a pretty high priority for our next piece of equipment is getting something to make that a little bit faster. I would like to get the Macdon stuff, but yeah, I mean, it's a little bit pricey. Because yeah, if we go in here, like we'd need the swather itself is 135, and then we need this header, so then we're up to like 235, and then we also need the pickup for a combine. So we're up to like over 280 grand just to get all that stuff. So that is a little bit pricey. And then I mean, we'd still have to use our current combine to pick the stuff up with this header. I mean, I'm pretty sure we can put this header on our combine, but and then we're still kind of running into the issue that we'll be the combine will be getting full pretty quickly, so we'll have to dump quite often. In fact, probably even more often, because that Macdon does give you like a 20% yield bonus, which would be really nice, but that means that our combine is going to fill up even faster. So yeah, ideally, I would like to get a different combine as well. But you have to like spend quite a bit of money to actually get anything that's really worth an upgrade, because like our current one holds 8,000 liters. And I mean, these ones are barely any bigger. And you get up to this one, which is like 10.5, but I mean, that's 3 times the price of our current one. So yeah, I mean, ideally, I'd probably go for one of these 20,000 ones eventually, but I mean, that's probably going to be a little ways off. I think we're going to have to like kind of get something in between before we get to this one. Because I mean, if we end up buying this other field, because I'd really want to buy this one, and then we already have these ones, and the plan is to buy or to plow all 3 of these together and have just one massive soybean field here. But I mean, if we have to do that with our current combine, it's going to take absolutely forever. And I mean, even if we get the Macdon, it would probably still take a little while. I mean, I guess one of the nice things about the Macdon one is that the Macdon actually travels a bit faster. So yeah, this header has a 15 kilometer top speed versus the 10 of our combine. And then even the pickup has a 12 kilometer an hour top speed. So you'd be able to go a little bit faster. But yeah, just we'd still be limited by how often we'd have to dump it. So yeah, I'm not quite sure what I should do next, because yeah, it's going to be pretty expensive to buy a better combine. Definitely going to have to do something to upgrade this, but I haven't quite decided exactly what that's going to be at this point. But we have a little while to think about it and come up with a plan here. And yeah, we should be making quite a bit of money over the winter here, because I mean, that sawmill is producing pretty good. But I mean, that's kind of the other thing too, is like by sometime next year, I would like to buy that new sawmill, and that's like another 300 grand. And then ideally, I would like to get some other productions going. So yeah, there's still millions of dollars of stuff that I want to buy here. So I mean, we're definitely out of the rag stage. We're starting to get pretty rich, but we're still not nearly able to buy just anything we want. We still kind of have to kind of plan. But yeah, I think all of our other stuff is pretty much good to go for a little bit here. We do have some rain in the forecast for later today, so it's a good thing we got all that harvesting done. But yeah, we're kind of starting to wrap up the year a little bit. Don't have a whole lot more to do. Oh, actually, that fertilizer guy, I'm going to bring him back. Well, I'm thinking about it. So I'll bring him back to the yard, and then, yeah, there's not a whole lot else. Oh, actually, yeah, while we're over here, let's go do this last strip in our canola field. So yeah, I think we'll just do kind of one pass down this lane here, and that should get that little piece fertilized. Guess we really don't need to be spreading the whole width right now, but it doesn't really matter that much. But yeah, we're definitely pretty broke, so we do need to kind of focus on getting some more money here pretty soon. But it shouldn't be a huge deal. We got lots of wood. We got some grain to sell over the winter. I was kind of hoping to get some production set up to get that in. Oh, there's kind of a spot that was missed there. didn't get really planted properly. Might have to come and replow that after next season, but it shouldn't matter too much right now. Not going to be a big impact to the yield. But as I was saying, I was hoping to get some more productions set up to be able to kind of get our canola, because we do currently have some from our last fields, and now by next summer we'll have some more. And so I was hoping to get an oil mill and a grain mill set up to get some of that processing into some other items, but I don't know if we're going to do it in time. So this winter we might just sell all of that stuff when our prices peak here in January. So yeah, we'll have to see. And then I'm just going to kind of play it by ear with our silage. If it's looking like we're going to have a ton extra, I might sell some of that if we need a little bit extra cash, but otherwise I'm probably going to try to hang on to it until next spring. And then whenever we get our next batch of silage coming in next year, we'll sell anything that was left over from last year. But yeah, anyway, I think I'm going to wrap this episode up here. We still got lots to do overall, but yeah, this year is kind of wrapping up other than one more grass harvest. And then yeah, it's basically just going to be kind of maintaining through the winter, feeding our animals, making sure our productions keep running, getting some of that stuff sold. Gonna do another big sale in January, and we should get quite a bit of money. Yeah, we're definitely gonna be making a lot of money over the winter, but yeah, there's definitely still a lot of expenses we're gonna have if I want to buy all the stuff I want to buy. So yeah, we're probably still a couple years out from really getting this place set up the way I want to. But yeah, I'm just gonna end this one here because I've been recording for quite a while today. So yeah, hope you enjoyed it, guys. Thank you for watching, and I will see you again in the next one.